Maybe quick, maybe not so quick video. Just going through the way I have set up my controls for the Steam Deck with Guild Wars 2, and also I've just joined a group for Dragon's End, so to give you guys a bit of an idea of how this thing actually runs the game. So basically, just going over some controls. Number one, I've got my left trigger and my right trigger. When I hold either of them, so right now I'm holding my left trigger, and then X is my 2, 3 is my Y, 4 is my B, and A is my 5. My auto attack is the left bumper. And then I've also got my right trigger is going to be all my utility skills. So again, X is going to be 7, Y is going to be 8, and then my B is going to be 9. My elite skill is A, my heal is the right bumper. So when you're not holding the left trigger or the right trigger to enable your abilities, my standard setup for the A, X, Y, and B is A is jump. My also, another thing to note before I go through things, you can notice that I'm currently moving the cursor around. I've got a toggle to easily switch between cursor mode and action combat mode, which is simply pushing left on my D-pad. That puts me straight into this mode. Alright, so back to my core buttons. My X is my interact button. And you'll notice, once a menu comes up, I can automatically use my mouse. So it's just programmed pretty smartly like that. I didn't need to do anything to make it like that. It just kind of worked out to be like that. So my A is jump. My X is interacting. My Y is, you'll be able to see it here, but my Y is my special action key. And my B is my dodge roll. Alright, so that is basically the core of my gameplay settings here. Also on my D-pad, my right button on my D-pad is my inventory. If I go up, if I hold my left trigger and I use my trackpad, I can open up this radial menu that I've set for looking for group, guild, and everything you really need, the gem store, whatever. So that's pretty easily accessible through there. And also from my last video, you can see here that details is, well, not details, too used to WoW, but the damage meter is right there, working perfectly. What else do we have to go through? My F1 skill. We didn't go through my F1 skill. So there's a Steam menu button on the top near the X, Y, B, and A buttons. And that is what I click to just toggle my F1. And then the same type of button over on the other side, the left-hand side of the Steam Deck, brings up my map. Alright. So now that that's all done, we will click on this dude and have to go to here first. Teleport to Dragon's End. Sorry, I know the video quality is a bit scuffed because I'm currently recording this on my iPhone because I don't have any better setup right now. But there is a real lack of Guild Wars 2 content showed for the Steam Deck that I've noticed anyway. And was something I was really looking at trying to, find out if this game was going to actually even run well on the Steam Deck when I got it. So hopefully this will help some people out. Also, at a later date, I will go through my actual keyboard setup and make a link for it. So if you guys want to use it, you can. I will just quickly show you in here though where it is. So this is basically the setup. You need to do some layers and all this bullshit. But yeah, once I get that link sorted out, I can just post it and you can straight copy the link and import the whole thing. So as you can see, that's just down. My mount is down on my D-pad. Easy enough. I guess we're just waiting for this to start. I guess also another thing to note is I have my zoom in and zoom out buttons set to the very rear buttons on the Steam Deck, the very rear left buttons. So I can zoom in there, zoom out, very easy. On the other side, I have the menu. So I'll just show you where we are right now in terms of settings. I have my FPS throttled to 30 just to try and help out with making the game a bit smoother. But this is sort of what I'm running at the moment. Relatively high settings, like relatively high. You can obviously drop more of these settings down to get a smoother experience, but yeah, I like playing with them on high, and the game does handle it relatively well, or the deck handles the game relatively well, I should say. If we can zoom in, you can see like graphics quality is actually quite good on this thing at that settings. Even though I'm filming from my iPhone, you can see there's not really, you know, any pixelated shit or weird rendering issues. Well, I guess we should probably go help these guys though. The one thing I do need to set up a little bit better though is the way the mount movement works, because at the moment it's just a little bit clunky for my liking. Sorry, I'm not really holding it properly in the camera, but I'm doing my best, I promise. You know, I wanted to come to Dragon's End as well because this place has got a lot of shit going on, a lot of effects, a lot of people. Gives a good sort of a, you know, a good sort of a demo, let's say, of how well this Steam Deck can run the game. And like I said, I am running it on relatively high settings, so you can always drop it down a bit more and get a bit more performance out of it if you so want. My weapon swap is just bound to clicking the left analog stick to make it nice and snappy and quick to be able to swap between stuff. Go over here, help these dudes out if I don't get absolutely nuked first. This area will also be a pretty good test for the deck. There's a bit going on up here. A lot of this is muscle memory as well. Like, I haven't played too much of this on the Steam Deck, so that's why I look like it's a bit uncoordinated when I'm doing shit and stuff like that. It's just don't quite have the muscle memory to play yet. But this is more just a performance video, because I know I definitely was interested in that before purchasing this. Like, don't get me wrong, this is not going to be as good as, you know, your high-end $2,000 PC, $3,000 PC or whatever, but for something that's a handheld, portable gaming console that you can literally hotspot to your phone and play wherever you want, this is actually ridiculously good, in my opinion. Like, look at all the shit going on here, and it's handling it pretty well. And don't forget, you can drop the settings down to make this smoother. But these kind of settings in like a RAID environment or a fractal environment is 100% smooth. I'll get a little bit of a free ride. And sort of all my abilities are synced up to be the same. So no matter what mode you kind of go into at the moment, it's always going to be the same keybinds for the same slots to try and make it just a little bit more easy to play. This, yep, here comes the NPC. Where is it? Where is this going? Of course I'm playing Reaper best class. Also, if you're wondering why my skills take a bit longer than usual to go off, it's not lag. It's because I'm playing from Australia and I have 300 ping all the time. So don't worry about that. There's no issues with latency. If anything, I get better latency on this Steam Deck than I do on my PC. That's not a joke. I'll just finish off with this last little event here. And once I get a bit more practiced with this setup, I'll make another video to showcase it off a bit better. It'll be a bit more fluid. But this is just literally a quick video for those people that have been sort of thinking about getting a Steam Deck, but they don't know if it's going to be able to run things well enough for them, or, you know. Everything's just dying at the moment. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I probably should be helping break these things, but